Hey everybody, we're back for some Sultai Flash this evening. Here's the deck list. One of our viewers wanted to see some Sultai Flash in Pioneers, so that's exactly what we're going to give them.
Yep, and it does look like we have ourselves an interesting list to say the least. We're gonna run down some of the cards. Well, not some of the cards, all the cards to be exact, but we're gonna go through them all and see what we can discuss about them. Let's start with a card that was actually very popular in Standard during its time in like the Blue Red Emerge deck, and a little bit in Pioneer at the very incorporation of the format, which is Elder Deep Fiend.
Yeah, Elder Deep Fiend's a super powerful card. I'm not sure how well it's going to fit into this deck, but it had Flash, so we figured we had to include it. So there it is.
Yep. And I think the card actually is pretty good. It's very powerful to tap down your opponent's lands at their
Mhm.
upkeep. And second cards that we're going to be mentioning in a little bit. It's going to be very good. So let's look at some of these 4 drops. I see we have 12.
Yep, a lot of 4 drops. The obvious ones are Nightpack Ambusher and Frilled Mystic. Those are kind of auto includes into a Sultai Flash strategy. But I think the really interesting one that we included was Notion Thief.
Yes, Notion Thief is a very cool card. For you at home that play EDH, you obviously know Notion Thief because
Oh yeah.
I dabbled in EDH on occasion. Not a big format of mine, but every time I play it against, I realize how annoying a Notion Thief deck can be.
Yep, absolutely. Notion Thief's a very, very sweet card. We're really hoping to pull off the pour over the pages combo, where our opponent casts pour over the pages and we flash in a Notion Thief. If we get to do that once this league, I'd be super happy.
Yeah, that would be very exciting. I'd also be happy not to play Lotus Breach at all, but whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the other 4 drops, and that's Dirge Bat. It's actually out of the new set. Ikoria is the name of it. And Dirge Bat, for those at home that aren't familiar with standard cards, is normally just a 4-drop flash flying creature. It's a 3/3. But if you mutate, the mutate cost is 6. But whenever this creature mutates, you can destroy target creature or planeswalker opponent controls. Steven, how does mutate work exactly?
So basically, there is a secondary excuse me, a secondary cost on the card, and you can choose to do that secondary cost and put it over a non-human creature, and it looks like I think Notion Thief is a human and Cunning Nightbonder are humans, but other than those 6 cards, we should be able to mutate it onto everything in our main deck. And basically, what happens is that effect happens when you mutate it, and then if you do it more than once, you can continue to get that effect. So, for example, if we mutated an octopus after having a Dirge Bat already on something, we would get to kill more things, which would be really cool.
Yep, mutate is a very cool mechanic. I feel like it was well designed too, and surprisingly, because we've had some very busted mechanics in recent history. So getting something that's been pretty done well like this, I'm actually a big fan of.
Yep.
And also a cute, cool thing about mutate, if they remove the creature in response, you still get the mutate creature.
Yeah, it's a little different in Bestow that way, which some people probably remember. But yeah, it works. You get blown out less if they kill your guy in response, but you get blown out more if your guy actually resolves and then they do something. Works a little interesting with bounce spells. If somebody bounces it, you get the mutate creature and the original creature. It's a really interesting mechanic. Really, really fun mechanic to play with, especially in Limited. Yeah, I really enjoyed this mechanic overall.
Yep, it's been really good in my opinion as well. Now in our 3 drops, we also have 12 of those.
Yep.
Yeah, we have it does look like actually all of them are standard cards. So we have the typical card that's been hitting all formats, including Legacy. I've seen it in some vintage decks, and that's Brazen Borrower.
Yeah, super powerful card. It's a 2-for-1 built into a card, which is really good. The Disperse is really powerful, the non-creature part of it, and then obviously the creature part of it, a 3/1 flyer for 3 with Flash is not bad. So it's a serviceable card for sure. Then we have Sea Dasher Octopus, which is just a really, really solid curiosity or curious obsession, basically, when you mutate it. It's also just a 2/2 for 3 with Flash that when it connects, you draw a card. So it's a pretty strong card by itself. And then the card that we kind of designed the deck around, or our viewer wanted us to design the deck around, was Slitherwisp, which obviously is an incredibly powerful card with flash effects, which is why every single card in our deck has flash. Whenever you cast a spell with flash, you draw a card and your opponent loses a life.
Yeah, it's a really cool mechanic. Usually, when you're drawing cards, especially in black mana, you're usually the one that's taking the damage because we've had cards like Read the Bones, Sign in Blood, yada yada. This one's a little different. It takes a little setup to do, of course, so I can understand the payoff. But hitting your opponent from one means they even have both died to this card, actually, just by them doing the one damage. So it's very relevant. And all 12 of those 3-drops are very relevant in this deck. Obviously, they all have flash. In our 2-drops, it looks like we have 8 of them. We have Brian Horn Cutthroat, which is common in the standard flash decks. Whenever we cast spell during our opponent's turn, which obviously we will, we get to put a counter on this. This is a good way to add pressure, good way to get underneath control decks and so forth. And then a really cool card for this deck is Cunning Nightbonder.
Yep, Cunning Nightbonder is super powerful. It makes all of our spells with flash not only 1 less mana, but they're also uncounterable. So, it doesn't make Frilled Mystic or Slither Wisp 1 less mana, but it still makes them uncounterable, which is awesome. And looks like everything else in here, it will discount the cost, which is pretty sweet.
Except for Spectral Sailor, which is our next cards that we're including. And that's a 2 of. We didn't need a super lot of them when we were deciding it. Because honestly, getting them on turn 1 isn't really relevant what we want. But it is cool. It's a card that's really good for a mutate target if we need to. It's flash flying for 1 mana, so it's very mana efficient. And also, I've plenty time turn 5 a Spectral Sailor and drew a card immediately. It is a very real possibility.
Yeah, the card's super good.
This mana base is, we don't know if it's perfect.
I'm sure it isn't.
We did this all on the fly. We didn't even go resort to typical Sultai decks because the problem with that with a 3-color deck is you have to base it off of what your mana cost range is in your deck.
Yep.
And when we did that, we realized green was, we have double green spells, but overall, this is a Dimir deck.
Yeah, it literally, other than Ambusher and Frilled Mystic, every single card is blue-black. So we're really just splashing, in quotes, the Nightpack Ambusher and the Frilled Mystic here. So, the mana is going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. The deck's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. If I'm being honest, my expectations probably like a 2-3, maybe if we're lucky a 3-2, because we're basically playing a standard deck in Pioneer, for being honest.
But we do have 12 green sources I was going to mention. 14 if you count the Fable passages.
Yep.
So we do actually have options. Now, we didn't mention this at the beginning of this deck tech, that if you notice at our deck, you can see it right here, it is a 36-creature deck. Why is that? We decided to play this as a Umori deck.
Yeah, we figured once we had all these other payoffs and started brewing the deck that we should just have some fun with it. So we decided to make it a Umori deck. Umori is pretty awesome. It's basically another Cunning Nightbonder, but it doesn't make them uncounterable. But it's going to be really sweet. I'd imagine there are going to be times where we just have a Nightbonder and a Umori, and all our things are 2 less mana. So it could be cool. I don't know.
There's cool things. Outer Deep Fiend being 2 cheaper is not the worst. Notion Thief for just the mere colors. I'm all in for those. Now, the sideboard, we have some interesting cards. So, recently we have noticed that mono red or red aggro Lurus decks have been doing really well in Pioneer between the Lotus Box event and then the NRG had their Pioneer open event they did online. And both of those events was taken down by red Lurus decks. So we need to respect red. We didn't do that with our Elves list for Modern, so we decided we're going to play this All-Star here. If not many people might know this card, this is a 2-drop Flash Defender 05.
Super good. Well, not super good, but a reasonable limited card in its format. And, again, when we built this deck, we're having fun with it. Should there be fatal pushes in this deck? Absolutely. Are we still probably in big trouble against red? Absolutely. But we're playing a 2-mana 05 with Flash, and that's just what we're doing.
And potentially draws us cards. So,
exactly. It could be a 1-mana 05 if we have Umori or Nightbonder in place. So look out, red.
We can have a good old time. Now we have the Solemn Sorcerers. So this card, let me read this for you. It's a Flash Flying Exploit. When this when Solemgar Sorcerer exploits a creature, we get to target the creature spell. Now, how exploit works, for those that wasn't playing Magic in that standard format, is when this enters the battlefield, you can sack a creature and counter spell, and that can sack itself, because I have done that plenty times.
Yeah, no, it's a serviceable card for sure. I remember right after good mono blue devotion rotated, people tried to make Silumgar Sorcerer work in whatever standard format that was after that. I forget which one exactly it was, but people tried making this card work in mono blue. It's fine. It definitely wasn't enough to make up for Night Veil Spectre and some of the other stuff that the mono blue deck lost. But, it's a perfectly serviceable card, and we're going to give it a try in this deck. It seemed to fit well with what we're doing, so we're giving it a go. Then, our last card in that slot right there up above, Nimble Obstructionist, just randomly might blow some people out with the cycling ability on it. At worst, it's a 2/1 flyer with flash for 3. So
3/1.
Oh, 3/1. Yeah. At worst, it's that. So, it's a fine card. Maybe we can get some cool blowouts with it. Can we counter I guess if you counter the ETB on Lotus Bloom, or not Lotus Bloom, Lotus Field, they just keep the lands, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it seems pretty embarrassing. So, we'll, maybe we can blow out a fetch land or do something else cool that I'm sure there will be spots where we might think it's good. So, it seems kind of cool. Our next couple cards there are a few more Dirge Bats, just in case we need more interaction in matchups. Not a ton to say there. We've already gone over the mutate mechanic and how that works. The next two below that are pretty interesting. It's Ulamog's Nullifier. And could you hover over that one for everyone, Larry? So, yeah, this is a 2/3 flash flyer for 4. It's devoid, which is kind of cool because it can't get mystical disputed. And when it enters the battlefield, you can put 2 cards your opponents own from exile into their owner's graveyards, and if you do, counter target spell. We're thinking this might be kind of cool against inverter strategies, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a card that we didn't have much options, so
Yeah, we're trying to fit a theme, and that's what we went with, and it seems serviceable, so we're gonna go with it.
I agree. This is going to be interesting. It could go good, could go bad. We'll have to see.
But either way, it's going to be fun. This will certainly be an enjoyable experience for our viewers, hopefully. And I'm excited to go through it. So
let's go ahead and launch us up a league.
Mm-hmm.
This should be fun. I don't really have super expectations, but I do have expectations to have fun nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's like I said, it's going to be fun for our viewers, mostly because we're probably just going to get stomped on, but it'll be interesting.
We're going to need
we'll all just kind of joke around and have a good time while we're doing it. So, like we said, we could have definitely built this more streamlined and competitive with like Thoughtseize and Fatal Push and stuff, but we just kind of wanted to have fun with this, so this is what we went with.
I agree. Like I said, as long as you don't go into this with a bad mindset, you got to go in just to have fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what Magic's about.
Yep, for sure. Just goofing around, and sometimes our goofy decks are going to be more competitive than others. This one probably less than. Say if I were going through a league with like some weird white Flicker Wisp deck in Modern, but it's still, it's going to be fun nonetheless. And here we go.
All right, let's see what we play up against today.
Yep. I would imagine it's probably going to be like you talked about already. It's the Yorion deck. They have 80 cards, so that was easy. So they're probably playing Dimir Inverter, but, they might be playing a different version of Yorion too, I suppose.
True.
But that's what I would assume.
So it could be Yorion Lotus?
That seems very unlikely, but it's possible. You never know. Here we're out here playing Umori, so we're going to keep this. We've got a lot of namesake cards. Unfortunately, no green mana, but we've definitely got some cool stuff going on. So
we'll deal with that green mana as the time goes. But we have a curve of 2-3, so let's keep it.
Yep.
We are on the draw. All right.
That's kind of interesting. So they I guess are just playing the Sultai deck.
Sultai mid range. It
Yeah.
was like the Sultai pre-companions, but with 80 cards, kind of more of a value deck. All right, another Elder D Fiend. That's probably not what we really want to see. But
honestly, the worst draw on the deck, I'd imagine. But anyway, play that tapped, and we'll just say go ahead.
Yep, I agree.
You know, if I'm being honest, this is going to be one of the more reasonable matchups we have. It's a deck that's playing fair, so we could definitely win this matchup. This is not one
It's not
super concerned about. I think we can play at least.
I can tell you, he does not know what we're on.
Yeah. He'll figure it out when he casts a Thoughtseize, but nonetheless. Ooh. Okay. So they're playing
5-color Niv.
Yeah, Yorion Niv.
Understandable. That's not a green source, but that's fine.
Catacomb go. Our opponent probably doesn't have any idea what's going on right now, honestly, which is pretty funny. Three-mana Teferi is going to be pretty rough if they resolve that one. That is not what our deck wants to see. And I would imagine the odds of that are pretty reasonable. They're probably playing 4.
Oh, yeah. And if I notice anything from standard Yorion decks, you always have multiples.
Yep.
I don't understand.
All right. So thought erasure is, I think we probably respond and flash this in. He'll take the Slither Wisp, unfortunately, but it's okay.
But this is the life we live.
Yep. And at this point, I'd imagine our opponent is probably just going, what on earth? That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so that was unfortunate. We'll have to see what we draw here.
Yeah, they got to be questioning life right now.
Yeah,
right?
Just really got to be wondering what in the world.
Okay.
We're probably playing the forest. That way, if we draw another green source, we can cast our ambusher.
I have to agree with you. I think we're just shipping it at this point.
I would imagine, yeah.
Not much else we can do.
Yeah. Now, does the emerge cost also cast 1 less with Nightbonder in play?
I believe so.
That's really interesting. So we can we respond to Deep Fiend here then? Because it's 2 less, 6.
7.
Not enough.
Nope.
Okay, one mana short. Okay.
All right, we can. That's not the worst for us.
Yeah, it's beatable, that's for sure.
We just gotta hope he draws duds to keep us.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't draw Niv Mizzet, I mean, we can definitely play another Euro. Oh boy, that's bad for us. That is really bad for us. Oh my god.
What a nice guy.
Oh man.
Well,
we do not have another forest in our deck, unfortunately. Probably maybe a mistaken deck building. Who knows?
I think we just played a watery grave and not shock.
I agree with that, and that's all we can do. And we're just going to be sitting ducks while our opponent wrecks us with Teferi. So here we go, everybody. Yeah, Teferi, definitely not what this deck wants to play against. That is for certain.
He has 2 cards in hand, so there's a positive to every bad situation.
Yep, absolutely. What's this here? Cycle? Okay.
All right, that's it. That's not
the
worst
deal, although Euro's coming real soon. Not this turn, fortunately, but very shortly.
All right.
Okay, well...
We're probably playing that. It's not great.
I suppose, yeah.
It's getting bounced. We understand.
Yep, but you got to do what you got to do, so we don't have any other options here.
We could also play Umori.
Ooh. Yeah, that's probably better. That's definitely better, I think. And then I would probably play the fetch so we can just get another
We
land
might
out of our
as well
deck.
just play this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll play the fetch. We don't need to necessarily do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll name creature.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's the only type in our deck. All right.
He's a good bounce target for us. He's going to bounce it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he don't bounce it, well, he's a savage for one if he doesn't bounce it.
Yeah, that'd just be really showing us what's up. Yep. So that's going to resolve. We're going to let that happen. Yep. And now we're going to get Euroed. And we are in some trouble.
Just a little bit. We could draw a Brazen Borrower. It wouldn't save us, but it would be something.
Yeah, it would be something. As it is, if we don't draw a Borrower, this game is super over. Oh, buddy. We are in some trouble right now. Oh, man.
Yes, we are.
Wow, discarding a Teferi. That's really just insult. That's just insult to injury right there. I would imagine they have a third Teferi.
Sure, we'll grab Black Source.
Yep. Well, we're playing Magic, I guess. So we probably just go Umori and then Brazen Borrower bounce the Euro.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine.
Whew. We'll still name creature.
Mm-hmm. We sure will.
Don't be mistaken, we're nowhere close to a good spot.
Oh, no, not even a little bit.
But it gave us hope.
Yep.
Because if we could somehow resolve it, mutate this Dirge Bat.
Yeah, mutate the Dirge Bat, or just like next turn, play Borrower for 2 mana, and then play Deep Fiend and like tap our opponent out. Anyway, I mean, if our opponent draws completely dead, maybe we can do something, but it seems pretty unlikely. Yep, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. We have to answer that Narset, because the Narset can tutor up Niv, and that's just not where we want to be.
Yeah, the Nahiri for sure. I think, honestly, the deck our opponent's playing will definitely be a deck we should probably consider playing in one of our videos, too, because I know you really like this archetype, right, Larry?
I do love me some Niv Mizzet. I was actually going to play it in the, where were we going? Baltimore Open.
Yep.
The week of, everything being canceled when the pandemic originally started. In the Magic side of things, at least.
I remember that.
Very unfortunate
I was gonna play a Thraben Inspector deck, but I totally remember that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Thraben Inspector was never good in Pioneer, but
some people would say it's never been good, period.
This is truth.
Okay, Questing Beast is fine.
Yeah.
Not really concerned about that. Honestly, our opponent, we're definitely getting a window here. This is
true.
Really cool for us. So now it's going to just be figuring out what to do. I would assume we're probably just like,
So we have to deal with Hiri this turn. I think
annoying. We can't.
I think we're supposed to mutate on the Hiri.
Mutate. Oh, because it can destroy walkers too.
Correct.
I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I think we're going to actually put it over just so we can get 3 in the Teferi as well.
Yeah, we get more than 3. We get. Oh no, it's just 3.
No, it gains that ability. It gains on flying, right?
Yeah, it gains flying regardless, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. I forget about that. So yeah, and go and kill Teferi this
Yep.
turn. Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah, so kill both walkers. That seems good. And the best part about it is it's 1 less mana, I think.
I believe so as well.
So that means we'll also get to Cutthroat on our opponent's turn, if that is correct. Oh, nope,
Yep.
Mutate is not 1 less. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yep.
I was looking over here and confused myself.
Over, under.
Under.
Kill this. Yeah, we're actually not. We actually have hope. Double check to make sure they gave it to us. Flashlight. Yep.
Yep, let's go.
Begin combat. Attack Teferi. Opponent could be confused why he can't block.
Yep. All right, well,
folks at home, we're actually not. We're not dead yet.
No, yeah,
You're gonna have to work a little bit harder.
I would even arguably say we're ahead right now, which is absurd. But we're in a pretty okay spot, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They have Yorion, but that isn't really a big deal. All right, that's annoying for sure. It's gonna drain 6 here because of the Yorion. So we're at 6. But you know. Yep, we'll take some damage.
One good sign, he is hellbent.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this is, as good as really we can expect from the deck we're playing. We got behind, we somehow got back in, and we have more resources than our opponent. The Elder Deep Fiend is going to be really sweet.
Well, cool thing. Next turn, because we're going to get the Cutthroat in, we can actually flash Borrow in and Elder Deep Fiend, and then tap his all his creatures down minus the
Other
Sylvan.
than the Carroted, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, this is... We may be able to temple them out with just, like, the Deep Fiend nonsense. So,
yeah,
we'll see how this goes. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, because this card is just super strong.
Yep.
His end step. I hate how Magic Online puts our cards in the way.
I don't understand why he didn't Yorion. I'm super confused.
I don't know, but
very odd.
I'm not going to argue with him.
I'm not going to argue either. I guess he's playing around the Deep Fiend.
Okay.
That's a cool draw, I guess.
I think we just go ahead and get in there for 4.
Yeah, we're definitely getting in the air. No doubt about that.
We're not blocking because we're not going to try to let him go to combat.
Yeah.
He has no cards in hand. Such a weird thing to not use your mana.
Yeah, I think he did it to play around the Deep Fiend because he knew about the Deep Fiend, and I guess his plan is like not get tempoed out, which makes sense because he assumes we're going to do this pre-combat. So
maybe.
Yeah.
Regardless, here we are.
Yep.
We don't need to do it as okay. We're not hitting his land, so.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm perfectly okay with just shipping the turn.
Oh, buddy.
That's an issue, but we'll see what we...
Yeah, we'll see what he hits.
Oh, it's on the stack. Okay.
We'll see what he hits here. This will be... All right,
so, cards he can't play.
No Teferi, thank goodness. The Goose he can't get. Everything else...
Can't get... Okay.
And he can only get either Bring or Euro. He can't get both. I assume he took Bring to Light.
Yeah, I'm assuming he took Bring to Light. There. Put Supreme Verdict on Mordigo, Bring the Light into their hand.
All right, cool. So
put that down there. All right, he's definitely naming Elder Deep Fiend here.
Yeah, so we need to respond by doing things. Now, can we Nightbonder, Brazen Borrower, and Deep Fiend here?
Let's see.
We don't have enough blue mana, so I don't think we can.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we would need more blue.
Yeah, so I think
/ black. We would need not Forest in play.
So I like going ahead.
It's 1 less. 1 less because of the Umori.
Oh, yep, you're right. So it ain't like the mana's going anywhere.
No, yeah, for sure. And then we'll Deep Fiend him.
Sec you. Pay 3 blue. 1, 2. 4. So 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Tap those down.
Hit that land too.
Hit the land just to really show them what's up, you know.
Oh, then oh, okay, that's weird. 1, 2, 4.
There we go. Yeah, I would imagine they will name the Deep Fiend, which, you know,
Oh yeah,
is fine.
it's gonna be something out of our hand, but we get to draw another card off of the Unmoored Eagle, which is very cool. And very
that's
good
nice.
for us.
Yep.
So those kind of cards are just not usually good. You got to play it in this deck because your Lotus matchup can be that bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fine against Inverter. Hitting them with an Unmoored Eagle. And you're an 80 card deck. It's free.
Yep.
Way. I would personally play Slaughter Games.
Yep, I like the Slaughter
I don't
games
like
that
giving my
countered.
opponents cards back in their hand either.
Yeah, and the uncounterable, obviously.
Yeah,
is super
Dispute's
good.
so huge right now.
Yeah, does the Demir versus Rakdos ever come up?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I guess that was a fine draw. We can play Ambusher now, which is good.
That's actually good for us. And with him only having a few cards in hand, you know.
Yeah, we know one of them's Verdict, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. That's going to need to get cycled for sure. So we play Harbor.
We're swinging out.
Swinging out, you think?
Oh, let's think.
That seems not good at all.
Yeah, because I forgot that we don't have the secondary Deep Fiend. I had the mindset of what my line was going to be.
Actually, we're just dead unless we hit, I don't even know, I guess an Octopus. We have to kill this Niv because he can just hit us for 6 and then Yorion out the Rhino. So we need to hit something good off this. So we need to
maybe we're not even swinging at all.
Yeah, cycle this Triome, leave both your green open in case you hit Frilled Mystic. Yeah, and we'll see what we get. Yep, I like that. Okay. Well, we're dead, but our opponent doesn't necessarily know that, so I think we just pass.
And what makes us dead?
Hit us for 6 in the air. We don't have a flying blocker, and
we do though because of Umori.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. So yeah, we're not actually dead, which is good.
It sucks we're gonna lose a Umori, but
yeah, definitely. But it's better than dying.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, he was able to find his Niv at the perfect time.
Yep.
Pushes the Rhino Cutthroat, sure.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, I mean, he obviously hit it at the perfect time, but, you know, he didn't draw it for a while, so, you know, we probably shouldn't complain. This was a pretty close game, considering we got to Ferried early and
I agree.
Had bad mana. I think, you know, it was fine. Okay, so that's a smart attack. Probably flash in Ambusher, trade Ambusher with...
Well, is it going to be worth them getting an additional blocker next turn?
It could be. That's possible. Yeah, so maybe you just lose the Deep Fiend then.
I think we're just supposed to lose the Deep Fiend.
All right. I'm into that, I suppose.
And then I think we just got to throw it under the bus.
Unfortunately, yep. Or we're dead, so... All that makes sense. We'll see what they choose to do here. Can they bring to light for another Siege Rhino? They can.
Ooh,
right?
they can.
Yeah, so we would be dead to that, actually. We'll see if they see that, or if they play 2 Siege Rhinos, because it's possible they're playing less. But they are 80 cards, so I would imagine they're playing more than just one.
Euro.
Okay, not what I expected, but
it's definitely not the card I was expecting him to cast there, because I think Bring the Light just such a good card right there.
Yeah, Bring to Light probably would have sealed the deal, but I suppose our opponent's playing around unknown information. They might think we have counter spells. So
truth. Yeah, because we have 2 unknown cards to him.
Yep.
He's just playing the guarantee line to give him the victory.
Yep. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And yep, the Yorion.
Yep.
We'll flash in this ambusher and probably concede after our draw step to not waste any more time.
Might as well just play it now.
Pretty impossible to get out of this, but we'll see.
Yep, don't know what we could draw here to save us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, we drew a Night Bonder, so we're just going to pick these up.
Yep. Honestly, though, not as big of a blowout of a game as it looked like at the end there. That was actually pretty close until they
I agree.
So I'd imagine Slumgar's Sorcerer's got to be really good here. Countering Niv and Yorion seems really nice.
I agree.
Nullifier is interesting against
a Euro deck. I was thinking that as we were getting prepared to start sideboarding that. This might be the card.
Nimble Obstructionist, probably pretty good against this deck. Shuts off Yorion's ETB trigger and shuts off Niv Mizzet.
Yep, so. And it shuts off walkers, if he would have been like, I'm going to negate this Narset or whatever.
Yeah, we can counter and draw cards, so that's pretty unreal.
So huge. Dirge Bat. Do we want the additional copies?
I think let's try and figure out what we're cutting first, and then maybe. I would assume cutting Night Bonder is kind of weak. It does make our things cheaper, but we're not super worried about him countering our spells, so
true.
It's probably one of our weaker cards. Elder Deep Fiend is not the best here either, I don't think. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Notion Thief's bad, right? They don't draw cards. They just put them in their hand.
Yeah,
so
Notion Thief ain't where we want to be.
Notion Thief seems terrible.
So let's take cards.
So maybe you do bring in the bats, or we leave in the Deep Fiends. But I don't think Deep Fiend seems very good to me.
I think I'd rather just have the Dirge Bat if I'm investing that kind of mana, because it's an ability, and the more of them we have, the more we can get mutate. Because if you mutate a Dirge Bat twice in the same thing, then you kill 2 things, which is so good.
Yep, and we need to deal with a lot of walkers in this matchup, so I think that's smart.
So we're going to try that 60.
We'll go with this. All right.
We will play first. Thanks for the offer.
Let's see here. Let's see how nice our opener looks. We'll reveal this Umori. Okay, so I think it's fine. I think we're definitely keeping it. I would imagine we fetch for a black source on turn 1 here. Yep, I agree. But I think we're definitely keeping. And, it's very possible that we're not supposed to cut Night Bonder because our deck might be a little too expensive after we do that, but time will tell. If we draw lands, we're going to be totally fine. If we don't draw lands, we're in big trouble, but I think that's okay. Sometimes I think when your deck's a little less power. So that's a really good draw. I think we just put that in tapped.
I think so as well.
Yeah, we can do nothing on turn 2 at the expense of being able to cast our Slither Wisp. It seems totally worth it. That's going to draw us 2 cards and deal him 2 damage if it doesn't get dealt with. So definitely what we're trying to play too.
All right, so I'm expecting Sylvan.
I would imagine. Oh, Thought Erasure. So there goes the Wisp, I would assume.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But that's okay. The nice thing is, if he has a Teferi, we actually have him in an awkward spot because we can kill the Teferi because we can flash in 2 threats in response.
I agree.
So Teferi's actually not that bad for us here. Probably just reading some of our cards. I'd imagine Ulamog's Nullifier is a new one for our opponent.
Yeah. I can't imagine he knows the card, like...
Almost certainly not. Yeah, very, very unlikely.
I kind of like just jamming that tap land again, because I think we want to hit our land drops in this matchup. And then we can still flash in a Rhinehorn Cutthroat.
A little awkward if he has Teferi, but...
I guess
I think we're just supposed to play Catacomb.
Yeah, because if he has Teferi, then we can make sure we can kill Teferi.
Yeah, I like just getting our things into play, getting some pressure on him, and making Teferi not impressive.
Right.
I think that's important here.
Okay. Or we could just pressure him. That's an option, too.
Yep, and, that's definitely what we're doing.
Now, the cool thing, now it's actually good for us that you got Euro in the graveyard. The reason, the longer that Euro's in the graveyard, the more tempting it is to replay him, and then once he replays them...
The Nullifier's active.
Nullifier can actually counter the Euro.
Yep, exactly.
Which is nice. Alright, so let's not...
Yeah, not click through.
Yeah, let's not pass the turn.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, that would be that turn would be hurtful.
Blunder. That's a sweet draw. All right, combat, attack for 4, and play our land and pass. It was a really sweet draw because even if he verdicts, now we have a little bit of recovery, so that's really nice.
I agree.
Play this land.
And then we're just going to ship the turn. It's a little awkward with the timer because we can't ever usually like F6 like normal plays.
In a flash deck it's pretty impossible to F6. All right, there's the verdict that happens, and
we
Wisp.
knew it was happening.
Yep. So Wisp was like the best possible draw we had. That was really nice. It's to beat him up a little bit. Will draw us at least a card. So
I agree.
Put that in tapped. And attack. And say go.
Ship it. There's a good chance we're just throwing this bat out there and just going to keep the pressure train alive.
Absolutely. Draw a card, get another flyer out there. Hopefully our opponent just plays like a Siege Rhino or something. I think that'd be really cool. Their mana's a little awkward right now. They don't have red. So hopefully that's good for us.
That's the downside playing 5 colors in Pioneer is you're going to have that kind of issue.
Yep, for sure. Oh, well, speak of the devil, they had it.
Never mind.
So here comes Nahiri.
Ooh, that's...
Yeah, unfortunately, that's, how it goes.
But that means we're going to be able to kill it. So.
Yep, we'll be able to kill it.
I'll be shocked if he doesn't neg too. Yep.
Flash and Dirge Bat. Okie doke.
All right. We'll just go ahead and put this in tapped.
Yep.
And we'll just kill Nahiri.
Yep, definitely doing that.
Send it his way.
Yep. It's unfortunate he knows about the Nullifier because he can just wait forever. Yep, that happens.
Think about we should have played Umori there.
Oh, I forgot that was even an option we had. Yeah, we definitely should have.
Yep, that was a blunder. That was called not using your mana appropriately, unless he's can put a card in his graveyard, but it ain't happening. Not the way.
No, and he knows we have it, so he would never do that.
Yeah, we're tough spot. Don't get me wrong. Playing Umori wouldn't have changed.
Yeah, we probably weren't beating the Niv Mizzet here regardless.
Yeah.
But,
let's see.
He only hit all cards, so maybe. There's some hope. He hit a Euro, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not great for him, but we're still have to deal with a 6/6.
Yeah, I mean, here we're just going to probably shock ourselves and then play the Umori, so then we also get to hold up the nullifier.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe he'll forget the nullifier is one less mana.
Yep.
It's kind of what we got to hope for.
And one good thing, we have him on a decent clock, if he swings.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's winning the race, unfortunately, but...
Yep.
It's probably a pretty easy attack us, just play Yorion, blink my Niv-Mizzet.
Yeah, no, that...
I would imagine that's going to be the play pattern here, but we'll see. Yep, that's what he went with, and that was definitely the correct play.
I agree.
And yep, that's a lot of good cards over there. Okay. Well,
just 2 cards went in his hand, so there's a positive.
Yep.
Let's see. I think we're definitely doing this.
Yep.
Just kill Niv-Mizzet.
Kill Niv-Mizzet, and then we probably have to shock ourselves so we have the counter up still.
Yeah.
Now we have a blocker, so that's cool, I suppose.
Under.
Yep.
Sucks you gotta bring the light in this hand, though.
Very unfortunate, but not a ton we can do about it, so. Yeah, it's just where we're at. Pass turn, and...
We're gonna just do what we can over here.
Yep. We'll see what they choose to do. I'd imagine it's going to involve Siege Rhino.
I would imagine so.
But I'm sure Bring to Light gives them plenty of options too, so we'll see what they go with. That's pretty good. Yep. Yeah, and now we can't nullify either if they have a land drop. Yeah, oof. Rough. Rough.
Yep. Both the Kaias.
Yep. And then Siege Rhino is going to be lethal next turn. So I'd imagine this is the end for us. We're dead to pretty much everything. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Yep.
So a rough round one, to say the least. But we kind of knew we were getting into this when we started playing. So not the biggest surprise.
Yep, they have a very powerful toolbox deck. They have
a very powerful toolbox deck. We're playing a deck that's trying to like 1-for-1, and our Wisp never lived, unfortunately, and had that happen, we might have been able to beat them, but it just wasn't meant to be there.
Nope, and all we could do is play better in the next round to the best of our abilities with this list, of course.
Yep.
But nonetheless, I'm having fun playing it, and that's the whole reason that we started playing this, and plus just to go ahead and do any list that we are sent, because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below. Make sure hit that bell along with if you want to get alerts when we have new videos. In addition, check us out on Swish Gaming's website. You can find some articles written by Steven and myself, along with various members of our team. And in addition, you're going to see some deck lists. These videos will be posted on there and so much more.
Yep.
I would definitely link up on that page if you want to get some good resources for your next event.
Absolutely.
And if you have any questions about this match and the other match we played, go ahead and leave a comment. Send us over a tweet. Me and Steven are always welcome to respond to tweets, respond to messages, and so forth, to go ahead and answer any questions you have. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in this video. Until next time, stay safe out there.